It started on a Saturday evening in Bridgeport, Connecticut. The sun had dipped low, painting the park in shades of gold and orange. Families packed up picnic baskets, kids chased soccer balls across the grass, and joggers looped the walking trail. 17-year-old Darius Parker sat quietly near the basketball court, his backpack at his feet and earbuds tucked into his pocket. He wasn't here to play. He was here for his little sister, Nia, who was finishing cheer practice nearby. Darius wasn't your typical teen. While others his age lived for TikTok trends and video games, he spent years in a local dojo. His late father, a Marine, had insisted on discipline, teaching him that strength wasn't about fighting, but about control. That lesson was about to be tested. The low growl of engines shattered the calm. 5 motorcycles rolled in from the street, their chrome gleaming under the fading sun. They weren't just passing through. They circled the park at Sedge before cutting their engines by the bleachers. The men climbed off, tattooed arms, leather vests, heavy boots. They scanned the park like predators looking for prey. Families fell silent, parents pulling their kids closer. Their eyes landed on Darius. At first he ignored it, kept his posture relaxed, gaze steady on his phone. But when they started walking toward him, his instincts sharpened. "Yo!" one of them barked, a stocky man with a scar running down his cheek. "What's a kid like you doing sitting here all dressed up?" Darius glanced up. He wore a slim black hoodie, clean jeans, and fresh sneakers, not threatening, but not timid either. "Waiting for my sister," he replied evenly. His voice carried no fear, just calm. The biker chuckled, flashing a grin to his crew. "Sounds like you're waiting for trouble." In seconds, they had formed a half-circle around him, boots grinding against gravel. Parents nearby pretended not to see, too afraid to intervene. Darius rose slowly, slinging his backpack over one shoulder. His movements were controlled, deliberate, the way his sensei had drilled into him. "I don't want problems," he said firmly. "Too late for that." The scar-faced biker shoved him lightly, testing. The others laughed, emboldened by the show. From the corner of his eye, Darius spotted Nia jogging toward him, waving with a bright smile. His stomach tightened. She didn't know what she was walking into. "Nia, stay back!" he called, his tone sharper than usual. She froze, confused, sensing the danger. That's when one of the bikers sneered. "Oh, that your sister? Cute. Maybe we should teach Big Bro a lesson in front of her." Something clicked inside Darius. The fear wasn't for himself, it was for her, and that made his resolve unshakable. He dropped his backpack to the ground and planted his feet. His body shifted subtly, shoulders lowering, eyes narrowing. The bikers didn't recognize it, but martial artists would have known instantly. He was entering stance. "Last chance," Darius said quietly, but his tone carried like thunder. "Walk away." The bikers smirked, mistaking composure for weakness. The scarred one lunged first, shoving his thick arm forward to grab Darius by the hoodie. But Darius wasn't there. With a precise sidestep, he deflected the biker's arm and pivoted, driving his palm into the man's chest with explosive force. The biker stumbled back 2 steps, shock etched across his face. "What the?" he wheezed. The second swung a wide punch. Darius ducked, twisted, and delivered a sharp front kick to the man's thigh. The biker collapsed to one knee, clutching his leg. The third hesitated, circling. Darius locked eyes with him, calm but unyielding. The man charged anyway, fists flailing. Darius blocked with an arm sweep and countered with a spinning kick to the ribs. The biker gasped, air rushing out of him as he staggered sideways. By now, the commotion had drawn attention. Kids stopped playing, parents held up phones, recording every second. The scarred leader, humiliated and enraged, lunged again with brute force. Darius didn't meet him with fists. He let him overextend. With a pivot and a well-timed sweep, he redirected the biker's momentum, sending him crashing onto the grass. Gasps rippled through the crowd. "Enough!" Darius's voice rang out, louder than the engines that had once filled the park. He stood firm, chest rising steadily, eyes burning with conviction. I told you, I don't want to fight, but I won't let you touch me, or her. For a moment, silence. Then the scarred biker struggled up, face red, pride shattered. He looked at his crew, all groaning or clutching bruises, then back at the boy who had dismantled them without breaking a sweat. His jaw clenched. This ain't over, kid. They limped to their bikes, muttering curses. Engines roared, tires spun, and just like that, they were gone. Applause erupted from the sidelines. Parents shook their heads in disbelief. Someone shouted, "That boy just saved himself without even breaking the law." Nia ran to him, eyes wide. "Darius, are you okay?" He crouched, resting a hand on her shoulder. His breath was calm, steady, just as he trained it to be. "I'm fine," he said softly. "But remember this, real strength isn't about hitting harder. It's about knowing when to stand tall." That night, the videos went viral. Millions watched a black teen dismantle 5 grown bikers with precision, calm, and discipline. Some called him a hero, others called him a symbol. But Darius didn't care about the titles. He cared about the lesson his father had drilled into him. Courage isn't about being fearless. It's about standing your ground with discipline when it matters most. And that night in the park, discipline won.